Hello and welcome to you all, and today we are going to learn about command design pattern. Let's start this session with the help of a practical situation. Suppose you are having a TV remote. On that you are having different buttons where each button is dedicated to a different functionality. Either it is for changing the channel, or it is for changing the volume, or it is for making your TV mute. In context of the command design pattern, TV remote is known as the invoker that basically stores all the command and triggers its execution whenever required. One thing is to pay attention is the invoker don't have any information about the execution details of those commands. The button on the TV remote are known as commands in command design pattern, and the device, that is TV, who is taking the commands from the TV remote, is known as the receiver, and receiver is the component in the command design pattern who has the complete knowledge that how exactly the given command will be executed. Now try to understand when exactly you should use command design pattern. So there are two situations. Number one, if you need to provide redo and the undo of the functionality or some commands in your application, or you need to schedule your commands for the future execution, then you can use command design pattern. There is another situation also where command design pattern provides you a way to organize your code where you are having group of the commands and you are having a receiver or the device who is basically executing those commands. Then this is the situation where you can use command design pattern. If we talk about the components of the command design pattern, there are majorly three. Number one is invoker, who basically triggers the execution of the command. Number two is the command object itself, and number three is the receiver, who basically executes the command. So here invoker don't have any idea that what exactly is the detail of the execution of the command, and only the receiver is the component that have complete detail that how the particular command will be executed. So till this point you got the conceptual understanding of the command design pattern. Let's quickly jump into the code sample.
For the code sample, we are taking here example of a small restaurant. There are two items that you can order in this restaurant. One is the pasta and another one is the pizza. So with respect to these two items, we are having two commands. One is the pasta command and another one is the pizza command. Your chef will be working as receiver component here, because whatever order is coming from the customer, ultimately chef need to execute it. And your waiter will be working as the invoker component, because he will be taking the order from the customer and will trigger the execution of the command. Now let's see how the code is organized in command design pattern for this particular scenario. First part of this particular implementation is the command protocol, that is having two functions. One is to execute the command and another one is to cancel the command, that is the cancel order. So for both of the command classes, that is the pasta command and the pizza command, are conforming to this particular protocol. So that's why they are having the function execute and the cancel order. And our pasta command and the pizza command both are having the private reference of the chef object, because ultimately chef need to execute it. And in the initializer, we are sending the chef object reference. In the function execute, we are telling to chef object to prepare the pasta, because this is the pasta command. And for cancelling the order, we are just giving here the print statement. Keep the demonstration simple and easy to understand. We are not jumping into the actual implementation of the things here. So that's why the print statement is working as a placeholder. And similarly is the implementation of the pizza command. It is confirming the command protocol, having the private reference of the chef, having the initializer with the help of chef object, having the function execute, that is calling to chef object to prepare the pizza. And in the cancel order, it's exactly same implementation as we have described in the above command, that is the pasta command. Now let's jump into the receiver class, that is chef here. So chef is basically having two functions, because we are having two commands. One is to prepare the pasta and one is to prepare the pizza. These print statements indicating the actual implementation of these two commands basically. Now chef is the only place that will be knowing what exactly is the execution details of these two commands. Invoker will never be having any idea about this particular implementation. Right now we are using the playground file. So for the simplicity of the demonstration, we are making each class in this particular same file. But when your project is complex and you are implementing the actual procedures, then you need to maintain all of these classes into separate files. I think this thing is clear to you all. Now jump into the invoker class, that is our waiter. So waiter is having a reference of the command object, and whenever waiter is taking order, it it is basically sending the reference of the command object, and that is getting set into this particular property. And once the command is set into the invoker, then it is getting sent to the receiver object. So here you can see that with the help of function send order to chef, the command is getting sent to the receiver here. And similarly, it's for the cancel procedure. So this was the implementation of our command objects and receiver and invoker components. Now let's see how exactly our code is functioning with the help of these implementation. So at the line number 75 and 76, we are having the chef and the waiter object, and whenever customer is giving the pasta order, then there will be a command object, that is the pasta command, and waiter is taking the order with the help of pasta command, and waiter is sending the order to chef. And whenever this send order to chef is getting called, then command dot execute function is getting called into the command implementation. So whenever this execute function is getting called on the specific command object, then it is calling to your receiver to execute it. Here you can see at the line number 37, if it's a pizza command, then chef is executing the pizza command. And similarly, if it's the pasta command, then chef is executing the pasta command, because chef is our receiver here. And if you want to cancel that particular command, then you can call the cancel order. Now let's run this playground example. So here you can see that when pasta order was placed, then chef is preparing the pasta. This is the cancellation. This is chef preparing the pizza again, and this is again the cancellation of the second order. This is basically one of the very simplest implementation possible for the command design pattern, just for your understanding. But when you implement it in the actual, then all the print statement will be converted into your actual code, and also you need to take care of concurrency. So in our further tutorials, once you learn the skeleton of these design patterns, we will try to learn the advanced implementation of these design patterns also. So I hope for now, for the understanding simplicity purpose, this skeleton implementation will help you to understand that how exactly we should be implementing our code whenever we want to use command design pattern in our application.
I hope you like this quick tutorial on the command design pattern. If you have any feedback, any suggestion, any comment, feel free to drop us in the comment box. For any other discussion, you can always drop me an email on my email ID, that is venugopaltewari@gmail.com. Till our next video, stay tuned to our channel, stay motivated and keep learning with us. Thank you.